Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the committee. I'm here to present AB 1950, which sets a maximum probation period of 1 year for misdemeanor offenses and 2 years for felony offenses. AB 1950 creates reasonable and evidence-based limits on probation terms while lowering costs to taxpayers, investing savings in effective measures proven to reduce recidivism, and increasing public safety for all Californians. You know, our adult supervised probation population is about 356,000. It is one of the largest of any state in the nation, which means that probation officers frequently are managing voluminous caseloads, supervising people convicted of minor offenses, but nonetheless sentenced to years on end of supervision. The longer someone stays on probation, the more expensive it becomes, the less effective it becomes. Taxpayer dollars down the drain. Meanwhile, the daily cost of supervising someone on probation is about $12 a day. Probationers must cover the cost of every single lab test, every single fee, every single program, every single time they step into court. The average debt burden of the three most common fees for someone on probation is more than $3,600. Failure to pay these fees and fines while on probation often results in a violation. I have to say that probation departments are working on a failed business model, and as a result, the outcomes are failing. It's time to move towards successful outcomes. I also want to note that we have been in vigorous conversations with opposition and have taken many amendments, although I know this is a fiscal policy and not a fiscal committee, and not a policy committee, but I know that there have been some concerns, and we are continuing to figure out how we can, especially in this day and age, create some law that makes sense for everyone. AB 1950 will free up state funds that could be used for anti-recidivism programs, allowing for the reinvestment of funding into supportive services for people on misdemeanor and felony probation, rather than keeping them on supervision for extended periods. AB 1950 makes financial sense for probationers and for probation departments. I respectfully ask for your aye vote. I think we may have a couple of witnesses on the phone.
Okay. So thank you for the presentation on the very unicorn bill that saves us money. With that, I'll go to the phones. In support, AB 1950, do we have speakers in support?
If you are in support, please press 1, then 0 at this time. We'll first go to the line of 114. Please go ahead.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members. Gregory Kramer on behalf of Disability Rights California in support.
Next, we will go to line 150. Please go ahead.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Margot George on behalf of the California Public Defenders Association in support.
Next, we go to the line of 322. Please go ahead.
Dennis Cuevas-Romero with the ACLU of California in support.
Next, we go to line 182. Please go ahead.
Erin Haney with Reform Alliance in strong support.
Madam Chair, at this time, we have no one further in queue.
Thank you. We'll go now to opposition, AB 1950. In opposition, seeing nobody in the chambers, we'll take that to the phones.
At this time, if you're in opposition, please press 1 and then 0 at this time. We do have at least one line queuing up. One moment. We'll go first to line 300. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon. Daniel Sanchez on behalf of the Chief Probation Officers, currently opposed unless amended. Just very briefly, we certainly recognize and support the intent and research behind the bill. However, from a fiscal perspective, the change to shorten terms would have a direct and negative impact on SB 678, which really has been...
Next, we will go to line 231. Please go ahead.
Tiffany Matthews on behalf of the California District Attorneys Association in opposition, but have been in talks with the author and hope to find common ground.
At this time, we have no one further in queue, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Department of Finance, you have a file?
File, Madam Chair. Thank you.
All right. With that, Ms. Kamlager asked for an aye vote on AB 1950. It gets off on a B roll call with Ms. Bauer-Cahan voting no, Ms. Petrie Norris voting no, and Mr. Chow not voting. Thank you, Ms. Kamlager.
Thank you.